Good morning, Rosarito Beach. This is Luis Oriano from Baja123.com and RosaritoLiving.com. Today is March 27th, and I'm doing the border crossing update, standing in for Kenoa this morning. I'd like to start off by saying that this restriction is only a restriction. It doesn't mean that the border has closed. So one of the things that we want to make sure that you understand is that there is a restriction for non-essential travelers crossing to the United States from both Mexico and Canada. This action does not prevent U.S. citizens from returning home. So the important thing to know is that this restriction, if you are a U.S. citizen or a legal resident of the United States, is not going to be preventing you from going back home or going back to the United States. As far as we understand, these restrictions went into effect on March 21st, 2020, obviously, and are still going to go in place, or are going to be in place until April 20th of this year. And this decision has been made by both governments of the United States side and both Canada and Mexico. So the three governments are basically working together to make sure that these restrictions are enforced. Now, what does the restriction mean? The restriction means that non-essential travelers cannot go across the United States. They're turning them back. But for the essential travelers, people, for example, that need medication, that have their doctor's appointments, they can still go across the border and do what they need to do. And I'm going to read you what the categories that do not fall within the definition of the essential traveler, according to the Department of Homeland Security. So it reads the following. The following categories do not fall within the definition of essential travel, which are individuals traveling for tourism purposes, such as sightseeing, recreation, gambling, or attending cultural events in the United States. Everybody else can go across the border as normal. People going to educational facilities, people attending medical doctor's appointments, or having to cross the border to pick up their mail, or the pharmacy, going to the pharmacy to pick up their medication, which is another point I'm going to talk to you about. As of this morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I took a look at the near real-time cameras that we have on both Baja123.com and RosaritoLiving.com. You can go to the border crossing pages on those websites, and we have a near real-time camera where I was watching the activity on the border, and this morning was a little bit busier than other mornings. Somehow the activity is picking up a little bit, but this was back in, about a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago, around 6:40 a.m. I, saw the line being a little bit backed up, not like other times where it's going to take hours to go across the border. However, this morning was having a little bit more activity than normal. Today at 9 o'clock in the morning, I went to the Department of Homeland Security to check on the crossing wait times, and this is what we are able to tell you as of 9 o'clock this morning. For San Isidro, if you are driving across the United States in the San Isidro border, passenger vehicle lanes are as following. Standard lanes have a 10-minute delay, and they only have 3 lanes open. Ready lane have 7 lanes open, and they only have 10 minutes delay. The Sentry lanes have 4 lanes open and have no delay whatsoever. For pedestrians, we have the Standard, which has 8 lanes open with no delay. The San Isidro Cross Border Express, which is at the airport, at the Tijuana Airport, and as of 9 o'clock this morning, there is no delays, and they have 4 lanes open. And at the San Isidro Pedestrian, for the standard lanes, they have no delay, 5 lanes open, and for the ready lanes, they have 1 lane open with no delays. That's as of San Isidro. Let's take a look at the Otay Mesa. We have, for the passenger vehicles at 9 o'clock this morning, no delay and 1 lane open at the standard lane. For ready lane, 15 minutes delay, only 4 lanes open. And for Sentry, no delay, 1 lane open. That's at the San Isidro or Otay Mesa passenger for vehicles. And for pedestrians, we have no delay, 3 lanes opens at the standard lane, and ready lane has no delay with 3 lanes open. And last but not least is Tecate. Tecate has the pedestrian 1 lane open with no delay, but the passenger vehicles has a 60-minute delay because there's only 1 lane open, which is the standard lane. So be careful if you are trying to cross over to Tecate. Please just make sure that you take your time and consider the border crossing. Now, another thing that we want to tell you today is that one of our mail services told us expressly, that they're having some challenges bringing medication down to Rosarito. They told us that, yesterday they tried to come across the border with a bunch of medication, which I guess, a lot of people receive medication in their mails, and they're having these mail services go and pick them up and bringing them down to Rosarito or Tijuana. And the problem is that as she was coming across, there was a $700 tax imposed in those medications. And so we want to just make you aware that most mail services are going to stop bringing medication across the border. You are probably going to need to either find out if somebody can go pick it up for you, but be really careful and be really thoughtful that, it could cost some taxes. You could be imposed with some taxes as they come across with your medication, or you may go and pick it up yourself. So please plan ahead. Know that some of the mail services are no longer going to be able to provide this service for you, and hopefully you can plan and go and pick up your medication when you get a chance. That's it for today. Thank you very much. We would like to let you know that we have limited staff in our office, so hopefully if you have any questions, you can hit our websites, baja123.com or rosaritoliving.com. You can also look for the border pages, border crossing pages, which has a near real-time camera looking at both San Isidro and Otay. And we're going to leave those links in the description down below. And if you do have any comments, let us know. Otherwise, give us a like or subscribe to our channel, and we'll continue to give you as many updates as we can. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.